don't rely on the idea of pretests and quizzes being open book as thinking that you can just sort of skim through, find an answer, and plug that in. Because what you're going to find is, one, there are no trick questions in this course. A trick question is actually one that has no answer. There is no answer available to it. There's always a correct answer and one correct answer for those pretest and quiz questions. So for example, you might get a question, and when you look, if you need a refresher and you kind of look things up, and a lot of times students will look for things like a key phrase or a word, something like this, and try to plug that in. They'll find that in the book and they'll get the answer wrong. And then I'll get an email that says, well, it says this in the book. And I said, well, yes. Actually, if you look at all those answers are, somehow applied to that, to that artwork that the question is asking about. The problem is that what you answered was not what the question asked for, right? So, so for example, I don't know, there might be an artwork and maybe something is said about civil rights, about that artwork. And so, someone might skim through, see something being said about civil rights, and they'll say, okay, well, and they'll answer that on the quiz and get that answer wrong because, the question wouldn't be asking about, say, the context of the artwork. It's asking about form, which would be things like line and shape and color, right? So, so it's things like that that you have to really kind of think about.